Afternoon. Well, we promised you guys a gear video when we finished our through hike of the Appalachian Trail. So we got all our gear cleaned up and we've gone through it all and we put together a video. It's about 30 minutes in length, so I'm going to put some bookmarks in it in case it's too lengthy for you and you want to skip around. I hope we covered everything. If we didn't cover it, just drop us a line and ask a question, and we'll go on from there. Alrighty. Thank you. Alrighty, it's been 3 months, yeah, it's been 3 weeks, feel like 3 months. It's been 3 weeks since we've summited Katahdin, and we're back home. We got all the gear all washed up, cleaned up. Most of it's put away, but I figured the bigger stuff we don't really have to show you. I mean, you know what a tent looks like and a backpack. We'll go through the gear, what we had, what we used, what we sent home.
What we didn't like.
What we didn't like, what we won't take, what we would take. Alright, we'll start with the tent.
Tent was the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL3 and the footprint. I gotta say, I loved that tent.
Yeah, it worked great the whole time.
No leaks.
None.
The dog was in there. There's no rips, no scratches or anything in the floors. So it served its purpose very well for us.
It did get very dirty near the end. A lot of bugs.
Ooh, slugs.
Slugs and silkworms, and they get in between the rainfly and the tent body itself, and it made a mess. So we used the Tech wash on it when we got back. Looks almost like brand new.
Yeah, it's not brown anymore.
That's right.
It's back to white.
Back to white and gray and orange.
And then we waterproofed the cover with the TX Direct.
Yep.
Waterproofing spray.
But that tent worked great. She carried the main body and the rainfly, and I carried the poles and the footprint and the spikes. That helped divide it out. It's a 4-pound tent, a little over 4. So when we split it up, it's like carrying 2 pounds. So that worked out.
That did work out well.
And then the backpacks.
I had the Osprey Aura 65 liter.
She had that the whole way.
The entire way. When I lost some weight, I had to add some pool noodles to it because it wouldn't fit around my waist anymore. But it served me well. It took a beating, but it held up till the very end. Could I take it on another one? No, but I would buy another Osprey or the next size down, the 55 liter. One of those two, but definitely would stay with the Osprey.
She'd probably have to go with a smaller frame. Then the weight loss wouldn't have mattered as much, I don't think. But
we don't know.
You'd have to fit it to try it.
Yeah.
Mine fit great until I broke the strap. Then I ended up with that Gregory, which just didn't work for me. It
didn't fit you right.
Nah. No.
It didn't hug like your Osprey did.
No, I didn't. Well, I got that new Osprey back, though. That worked out great.
He was a happy boy.
I was happy. It was like putting on a vest.
And then we used compactor bags, trash compactor bags for the liners inside of our bags.
Used the same ones the whole time?
Yep.
I think I had 2 pinholes in it, and I just put duct tape on it.
And I got a big shout out to Mountain Crossing, who actually pushed us over to the compactor bags when he explained what the Nylaflume versus the stuff sacks and things like that, how much space they were taking up on us. So just before we started our hike, we ended up talking with them. We ended up repacking in a different way, and it worked out perfect for us.
No, Bandit's moving around behind her. He's being camera shy right now. Oh, he heard the cameras going. He heard the cameras going. There he is. Hey, buddy.
You gonna stay here?
Look at that.
What a good boy.
Yep. He watches himself on the videos now. We started watching him when we got home. He hears me call him, and then he goes over to the TV and watches. Oh, yeah. He's doing good, huh, buddy? Yes, you are. We'll do a close-up of him later. All right, sleep system.
We had
perfect.
The Catabatic quilts, 22 degree. In the cold weather, when you tighten the foot box and strapped it to your quilt, your
sleeping pad,
and then tucked in around your neck, you felt nothing that whole night.
Yep.
You could roll, you could turn, everything stayed in place. It was a breeze. When it got too warm, we thought about going with a lighter.
Yeah.
And
Instead we slept on them.
yeah, we slept on them and just used them like a blanket and took it on and off when we needed to stay warmer or cooler.
Half the time in the summer, I just kind of hugged it. You didn't really need it because that thing got you hot.
Yeah, and those were attached to the Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm and XT pads. I had absolutely no issue with mine.
Yours the whole way?
Mine held the entire way. It's still holding all of its air now. I had a perfect night's sleep every night. So, I would definitely reuse it over and over again.
I had a slow leak, but I still slept all night on it.
Yeah. And then you switched over to the lighter one.
I bought the lighter one. That one worked all right, too. That one kind of lost air on me, too. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm the one that set up all of them, so I don't know.
Yeah. We also had silk liners that we held for about half the journey.
Nah, Marion, on 500 miles.
Did we ditch them in Marion?
Yeah.
I didn't think we did.
Yep.
No, we ditched them in North Adams. We sent them back.
No.
No? But we had those. We ended up ditching them.
We ditched them when we got rid of all our winter gear.
Yeah. I liked them. But it was extra weight, even though it wasn't a lot. Ounces count when you're out there.
Yeah, when we got to Marion, we ditched a lot of winter stuff. But the quilt worked good. The silk liners worked good. I mean, when it was really cold,
It helped.
it helped. You could put on all your clothes. Wear your hats, hoods, buffs.
That's when it was really cold. We had some 15 and belows out there.
Yeah, we approached zero a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But they were fine. We were never really super cold. I never woke up cold.
No. Mm-mm.
No. Woke up hot a lot, but I never woke up cold. Wake up sweating sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And then we also had Sea to Summit pillows. Just blow-up pillows that we kept inside of our bags and used those for sleeping at night.
Yeah, we put them inside of the Z-Packs pillow. That carried our clothes that we wanted to keep dry, like your sleep clothes and your town clothes.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to keep that dry, so we put them in that bag. We put our battery packs in there.
Yeah, when we were hiking.
Yep.
Don't want them ever getting wet.
No, that took good care of them.
Yep.
So you put the pillow inside of it, and then you had your clothes in there, and then all we did was just blow up the pillow inside of it and zip it shut. Those worked perfect.
It was a good night rest.
And if you're a person that has to chase their pillow around all the time, there is a elastic band that you can just pull it right over the sleeping pad and it'll stay in place. I didn't really have a problem with it moving around. I did in the beginning, but then after a while,
You got used to it.
yeah.
It was more getting used to it and sleeping differently. You don't sleep like you do in your bed when you're on the sleeping pads.
Now you sleep better.
Surely have less back stress, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Getting out is another story.
That is a whole other story. You don't want to see two old people crawling out from under. Clothes. So I had 2 pairs of Don Tough socks and a pair of heavy wool socks that I used in a sleeping bag when it was cold.
And let me tell you, those darn tough socks are darn tough.
Yep.
We used them
The whole way.
through the whole hike, and we are still using them now. There is not a tear, there is not a wear spot, there is nothing. I can't speak volumes enough about the quality of those socks. They are fantastic. The only thing that I had different than him was I also carried in the beginning a pair of Injinji toe liners because my feet seemed to be a little wider, and the boots that I was wearing, I needed to make sure that I didn't get any blisters between my toes, so I was wearing those.
Yeah, you wore those boots. Didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
She gets blisters in between the toes. So that helped with that.
Yep.
I just had that one big blister on the heel that I kept chasing around the heel. It was gone after about 800 miles.
Only 800?
Yeah, only 800.
And then for pants, during the colder months, I was wearing the cool Free Flex. They're not a convertible pant, but they do roll up, so if it got too hot, I could always roll them up and snap them up so that I could walk with a little bit of breeze on my legs.
I had the cool Renegade convertibles. I wore them all the way to Marion.
Yep.
They wouldn't stay up anymore.
No.
They got a little big. They must have grown.
They got stretched out from all that hiking.
Must have been.
That's what it was. And then we both had a pair of smart wool all-season leggings for basically our sleep system, part of our sleep system.
Yeah, I never wore them hiking.
We never wore them hiking. We never really needed to.
No.
I mean, it was cold, but once you were moving, boy, you just warmed up so fast, you would have just been overheating with those on. So that was more our sleepwear. But we each had a pair of those. And then we both had 2 sets of undergarments. Just because you never know what's going to happen.
Wear one and have a clean pair.
You got to back up just in case.
Have a clean pair for when you get it for town day.
Yep.
Or when it started getting hot and sweaty. You could wring the one pair out in a creek somewhere.
Absolutely. For tops,
yep.
We both took 2 smart wool t-shirts in the beginning. And then we had 2 smart wool all-season base layers, long sleeve, which we used as part of our sleep system. And then we each had button-down shirts. He had a cool shirt, and I had my Columbia fishing shirt. Those we wore most of the way until they gave out. His buttons kept popping off of his cool shirt. Eventually he was down to just like 2 buttons left on it.
It was an older shirt. The buttons weren't hanging on too good.
They had given up.
Yeah.
And then I had some merino wool bras that I absolutely loved. They never got stinky, no matter how sweaty I got.
And you do get sweaty.
And those were from Brawwin. So, loved that product.
Then I ended up with a fishing shirt as well. I had that outdoor research hoodie. When you sweat in that thing, it looked like somebody dunked it in a river. It was just running off of that thing. That was brutal. I ended up washing it out. I kept it as a layer, just to have when we got up north. That way they didn't have to ship anything back. It was pretty light. I could just carry that.
Yep. And then we were also carrying some smart wool buffs for sleeping at night.
Yeah, that was in the winter.
Mm-hmm. We had our regular buffs for replacements of hats, or if we needed just a light layer around the neck during the day if it was cool.
Yeah, I used it in place of a hat most of the time. The hat kept getting sweaty and wet, and it kept like stretching. I was messing with it all the time, and it was too heavy, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just use the buff. So that worked out better.
Yep.
Plus the hat started ripping my hair out. That wasn't cool.
And then we also had 2 smart wool hats. Or did you say that already?
No, we did. Yeah, we
had 2 smart wool hats for
winter. We kept that
the whole time. We weren't sure what the whites were going to be like, if we were going to need some winter gear, so we just held on to a few of our winter items through the whole hike, just in case something got cold and we needed to get extra protection. For gloves, we probably overpacked, but we had our Sirius,
we had these,
the Outdoor Research waffle gloves.
Yep.
We had the Sirius all weather.
Much better glove.
Yep. And then we also had our Z-Packs.
The rain mitts. They're kind of big, but they don't weigh anything, and they squish down to that, and you just stuff them in a corner in one of the pockets on your backpack. They don't take up any space. The pocket comes down to a point, and it fits right in the whole point there. It's never in the way.
Those came in handy on some of the real windy, rainy days.
Oh, yeah.
It helped to keep your hands just a little bit warmer and more dry.
Yeah.
Gosh, when your hands got wet out there, boy, you knew it. Everything turned white and you could barely move your fingers.
Plus, it worked good over your gloves.
Yeah.
Just an extra insulator.
These we sent back right away.
Yeah.
those went back fast. We found that we didn't have a use for them, and we were trying to lighten a little bit of weight. So those were one of the first things to go.
It's a big list. Jackets. Mountain Hardware puffies, 800 fill.
Yeah, the Ghost Whisperer.
Nice.
Those were really nice.
Packs into its own pocket. It's probably half the size of this bag when you're done with it. Yeah. Packs down to about that big.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and warm. The hood's nice. Use that at night. Use it in the winter a few times.
Yeah. And my favorite piece of equipment that we had was the Appalachian Gear Company, who went out of business. Their alpaca hoodies. That thing was fantastic.
That was warm. I actually sent that home when we got to Marion, too.
Yeah, I regretted that. I sent mine home, too. I was missing it.
Well, I figured I had a puffy, I had a raincoat, and I still had a few shirts, so if you had all that on and you were still cold, you probably weren't going to hike.
No. But I missed it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Love that.
So for the rain gear, we had the Patagonia Torrential 3.
Yep.
I don't know what 1 and 2 are, but probably the same thing.
And then we had the Mountain Hardware rain pants.
Those worked out good.
Those were really
you
nice.
You could zip the leg all the way up the side if you were getting hot. You'd stay dry if you wore both of them. When it got warm, you couldn't really wear the pants, so you kind of got wet. I did see some people said umbrella, but that's one more thing.
There was one more piece of weight that we didn't want to take because we were carrying so much more for the dog as well.
Plus, when you're walking through the trees and you got to mess with it, I'm like, But I did see a few guys wearing the ponchos, and they covered their bag and everything. Those guys were dry.
Yeah.
I will say that. I liked using my raincoat just for a windbreaker. But that poncho, I'd have to give that some serious thought, because I've seen a few guys with them, and a few people I saw with them, they were dry. They didn't get wet. When you wore a raincoat, I didn't really get wet. But without the pants, you were wet from the waist down.
But the rain pants also came in nice as windbreakers too.
Yeah.
If we had a really cool day that it was windy and you weren't comfortable walking in the shorts, you just threw on the rain pants and you were comfortable. So those were a dual purpose tool there for us.
Yeah, because we sent the pants home in Marion.
Yeah.
So that was April. That was early April, I think. That was still a little cool on some days. Some days we just wore the rain pants.
Yeah, even if we came into camp after being in the shorts all day and it was kind of cool, just put on the rain pants and you were comfortable again.
Yeah. So
that was a good multi-use tool. We almost didn't buy any and bring them with us, and they were one of those last minute things where we're like, I think we better get them.
And again, they just stuff into their pockets, so they're only yay big.
Yeah. They're pretty lightweight.
Yeah, they fit in the back of the backpack right now. Pouches on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So those worked out good.
Yeah. So shoes. We went through some pairs of shoes. We both started with the Salomon Ultra GTX, which was a mid boot. Mine lasted 800 miles.
She did.
I loved those.
Mine
boots.
lasted about 40. Really lasted about 20. And the last 20 was sheer pain.
And if I could have gotten them without the Gore-Tex in them, I probably would have stayed in those the entire hike. But they didn't offer a non-Gore-Tex version. And when it got warm, boy, you knew it in your feet. They got hot. So I then went to the Merrell Moab 3s and wore those for a while just for the extra ankle support after I hurt myself. Those were really comfortable, nice wide toe box, good support all the way around with them. And then for the end of the hike, I ended up moving over to my Ultra Olympus 6s, which I had hiked in before. So those all worked out really well for me. I did have to get used to going in the Olympus again because the stability in those wasn't as good as they were in the boots. But overall, the comfort of them paid off.
Yeah, I ended up in the at Outdoor 76. They got me into
Ultra Ventures
from
Topo.
That was all right. The only problem I had with those, because the sole was so thick, it was tough to get used to that with your foot. So I rolled my ankle like 3 times in the first week. But after a while, I stopped doing that and became more stable. He said to use them as a trainer. I think that would be for the stability. And then when next time I think we were in Daleville,
Yep.
I switched over to the Topo
Traverse.
Much thinner, narrower on the bottom. That's why I had 4 pairs of those for the end.
We did carry around some micro spikes up until Marion.
Yep.
Yeah, just in case of weather in the Smokies at Overgrown Mountain. We were concerned. We had heard stories of people running into snow and ice, and you just weren't going to be sure what was going to be happening. So we carried those all the way up to Marion, and then those went home in the box with a bunch of the other winter gear.
Yeah.
And then food storage.
Food bags.
Yep, our food bags. We started out with just 2 of the Z-Pac's large Dyneema food bags. We ended up adding to those in Daleville because
The weight was starting to rip the bags.
it was too
All the
much
dog
for
food.
them.
Those bags were filled completely. You could get 1 roll,
That was it.
and then
If you
snap
were
it.
lucky.
Hanging them up in the trees with all that weight, it started to, where the stitching was, it was starting to separate
Stretch.
a little.
Yeah. So we ended up grabbing 2 more food bags, and we ended up getting the Sea to Summit dry bags, the 8-liter.
And then we just divided the weight in half in those. So they still fit in the same spot in the bag, in the backpack, but I just put them side by side. That seemed to work. We were still carrying the same amount of food, but at least it wasn't stretching that bag out to the point of ripping. The bags made it the whole way after that.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have if we didn't do that.
No.
Probably another 100 miles or so.
They would have ripped right
They
out.
were getting bad.
We would have woken up and there'd be food hanging on the ground.
Yeah, so we would just hang them together, and they clip. I just clip them together, and I would just run them up.
And then for cooking, we had our Toke 750 with an MRS pocket rocket for the stove. That worked out well. All we did was boil water in this, so we never had to really worry about cleaning up all of the food and everything. We cooked right in our bags, and most of that was done in a Mylar. Are they Mylar bags? Yeah, Mylar bags.
Yeah. Well, whatever the Mountain House meals come in.
Yeah.
We'd buy one for each of us, eat that meal, and then keep those bags for the next 2 weeks. And she just rinse them out every night.
Clean them out and do our ramen bombs in those.
Yeah.
And then we each carried our little Sea to Summit cups.
Best tool in the bag.
That's his favorite tool in the bag. Mine was the alpaca. His was his cup, because coffee was his go-to.
If we were eating oatmeal, cook it in that. Well, you'd boil it and pour it into that.
Yep.
Coffee, hot chocolate. Oh, it was good times with that cup.
And then one of the best inventions,
That's the best tool in the
the
bag.
titanium spork.
Can't beat that.
He loved his spork.
That's
That was his half-gallon challenge.
That's right. Went right through that ice cream with that. What else we got? Oh, we got tools.
Tools.
We got our headlamp here. Black diamond.
That was the Spot 400R rechargeable.
This thing lasts you forever.
Oh, yeah.
Hours.
Yeah.
Plenty of hours. I can't tell you how many hours, but we'd leave before sunrise sometimes and getting ready. That whole hour before we were getting ready. Sometimes at camp, we were around there at night.
Yeah, I mean, we had 12 days. We were out 12 days straight.
I didn't recharge it every time.
We've never recharged them other than really when we were into town for resupply, unless he forgot to charge it when we were in town, or we forgot to charge it when we were in town, and then we may have to use a little bit of battery to get those charged up for us. But they never ran out.
Yeah, I could easily get 2 weeks, maybe 3 out of it.
Oh, yeah. We also had his neck knife.
I had this. The only problem I had with this, I mean, the knife itself was fine. It's a regular little. My problem was this around my neck. Every time I bent down, it felt like this thing was going to stab me.
So that went home when we were in Helen.
I got that home. I sent that home real quick, and I just kept this and hooked it on my backpack. Much nicer.
And that's a little cricket.
That's it. And that rust that it got on the blade, this thing went through snowstorms, rainstorms, no problem. Started sweating in the summer, then it started rusting.
That salt is murder on everything.
That is brutal.
Stunk up those bags real good, that's for sure.
Stunk the bags up, soaked the bags up, soaked up that knife. I don't know if that'll ever come off.
We also carried a little pocket, a little.
Yeah, yeah, the nail clippers
Yep.
and a regular, just a regular little knife.
Mm-hmm. And then the multi-tool.
Yes, that was a good little tool. I use that quite a bit. Had it on, yeah. Little Leatherman. It's a little Leatherman mini. It's like $14. Them scissors I used all the time.
They need to be oiled
Yeah,
right
the
now.
sweat got to these, but then it had a whole bunch of little
Tools.
the little tweezers in there. I think I used those a couple times. I used this thing a bunch of times.
There's files in there.
Yeah.
It came in handy.
It did. When I had my foot problem there, I had to keep cutting the moleskin. I use this every morning. Yeah, I use that a lot. That worked out good.
And then we each carried 2 of the Nicor 10,000 milliamp
Yep.
batteries.
It's got a regular USB and a USB-C, I think they're called.
Yep. And to charge those up when we were in town, we had the Anchor
You can do,
fast charging. You can do 3 at a time.
you can do your light or her Garmin,
Yep.
and then you can do batteries. You can do your cell phone.
Yep. So that charged everything up real fast for us. So
Mhm.
even when we went into town just to do an in and out, there's always some place that you could plug in. We were going out with some fresh batteries.
I use the Samsung S24 Ultra for all the recording. I would record all day, compile a video, use the Far Out app all day. On a fresh, at 100% on the battery.
Text nonstop.
Yeah, non-stop texting. Maybe you would make it down to 65% remaining.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, that's got a crazy battery in the phone. And then this would charge up. If I had it all the way down to almost 0, if I only used the top port when we got to town to charge it, I could charge that phone in under an hour. Or I could charge it. I just plugged it in at night in this. I'd get 2 full charges per battery.
Yep.
And she didn't really need that much on hers, so.
No. Not a lot.
Not really.
Usually I'd use 1 battery, and then if he needed any extra, if we're out longer, then he'd have that extra battery. For water.
Yeah, we had the platypus quick draw filters. I didn't have there's a kit for back flushing that. And it didn't, I didn't have one. My filter worked.
But it had gotten slow.
Yeah, but it worked for 2/3 of the journey. Hers never really worked right. So I was doing it all with mine. And then she saw some guys with the Sawyers.
Yeah, tickle in the back of my throat.
Once you seen the Sawyer squeeze, so then we both ended up with the Sawyer squeeze, and now when you got the plunger to back flush it out, and those things work, man.
They did. They worked really well.
Yeah.
We also carried 2 2-liter Cenox for gathering our water and filtering. And those went into, at first, our 2 smart water bottles. We carried 2 of those. And then later on, we ended up carrying 1 smart water bottle and went to the L. Bean liter bottle so that we could do our breakfast.
The Nalgene.
The Nalgene, yep.
Yeah. That worked out good when we started cold soaking that food.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I'd ever do it. I didn't think I'd do it. I swore I wouldn't do it, but that worked out good for breakfast.
And then we also had the Garmin Mini InReach, which we kept on and gave the tracking information to family so that they could watch where we were at. My daughter used it a lot to track us and make sure that we were moving. A couple times we got some text from her that said, unplanned 0, late start, or forget to turn it on.
Heavy tree cover, it didn't send well. It would have an issue.
Yeah, it needed to sit.
I got T-Mobile, and halfway through the journey, I ended up with the satellite texting, that T-Mobile satellite. That worked great. And if you got AT&T and maybe others, I think you can still join that. So I don't use it in regular every day. I don't have a problem with that. But when we were out there, we kept losing coverage. That worked good. And I don't have to pay for it with T-Mobile. I think you might have to pay. I'm not sure. You might get it for free. It'd be worth looking into if you're going next year.
Mm-hmm.
because they're still in the beta, so you may not have to pay for it. You just sign up for it. I know AT&T can, and I'm not sure about Verizon, or Verizon might have their own thing. I'm not sure.
We'd still keep the inReach because
Well,
that's got that SOS button on it, and you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you saw I ended up twisting my ankle, and he ended up twisting his ankle a couple of times. There are people who are out there that there were a lot more serious accidents that occurred. I mean, we were coming down a section going, I don't know how people haven't gotten killed doing this. And then you get down to the bottom and people were like, oh my God, do you know the number of people that have been rescued off of this because of injury? We're like, well, thank God it wasn't us. So, and then for Bandit, gear that we took for him, he had the accordion thermarest.
Yep, that would go right in the middle of the tent.
Yep, he slept on that with his sleeping bag and his towel. He had a special towel to wipe him off when he got wet.
Yeah, it was a Norwex towel.
Yep, Norwex.
It was heavy microfiber.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually kind of heavy.
It was very heavy.
I noticed the difference when I sent that one home.
And then he had the Rough Wear Palisades backpack harness set. And those backpacks went back really fast.
Yeah, I didn't like the bags.
No, I mean, they just wobbled all over the place.
Yeah.
It did not look comfortable. I mean, he was better off without it.
Yep.
So
we kept the harness and sent the bags back.
Yep. And then for his feet, we always had the mushes wax for his feet. Those saved his paws a lot. Keeping the paws supple so that they're not drying out, so that they're not cracking. I mean, I had a separate first aid kit for him with special gauzes and tapes and stuff in case his feet got a cut. He never had one cut on his foot. So I chalked that up to the mushes wax and being able to keep his feet supple enough that it wasn't ripping his feet apart.
Yeah, and for first aid and stuff like that, and repair kit for the tent, we just use Ziploc bags.
Yeah, we made a makeshift one.
Just a makeshift thing. You didn't need to buy anything special for that.
No, you just pick what you need. So we had the basics, you know. You had your antiseptic creams, you had your antiseptic wipes, Band-Aids. I think we carried even an ace bandage for a while, just in case. You're not sure what you're going to run into. Antihistamines, but Advil was his lifeline.
I went through a lot of that. Oh, and a cork ball, little 2-inch cork ball.
Yeah, for self-care, rolling your feet out.
Rolling your feet and the muscles in your legs.
We had some voodoo floss that we started with as well for kind of squeezing the muscles in your legs.
Yeah. I didn't use it that much.
We didn't use it that much, and we found that it took more time. So we ended up sending that back really quick too. That was before Marion. I think we sent that back. But the little cork ball, though, that thing was a lifesaver many a times.
Oh yeah, I still use that. Well, I got a different ball here that I use.
Yep.
Because my left foot keeps swelling out like a football right now. Oh, it's been good for the last week.
Got to keep moving.
Every time we had a 0 day, by the end of the 0 day, it would start to swell. And then we'd go hiking and it would go away. Come back, have a 0 day, it would start to swell. So when we finished, by the 3rd day, it really started to swell. Swelled all the way above the ankle, up to the sock line.
Up to the knee.
Up to the knee, yeah. But now it's going good, so.
Yep.
Now I just got to get the stability back. They don't tell you about that. Don't sit around too much when you're finished. Keep moving.
Yeah, you've got to keep moving. When you're done your hike, if you sit still, forget it. Your whole body is just going to tense right up and tighten up, and you're going to regret it.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, that's it for the gear, really. If you got any questions, just put them in the comments, and we can answer them. We'll probably try and see if I can do a live video, do like a question and answer thing. Anybody wanting to go on a through hike or ask about what we did, or just curious about how it was. It was a great time.
it was
Absolutely great.
worth every moment.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna do a few. I don't know.
Local.
Yeah, local hike. I took out the All Trails app and looked for hikes with a view. And we're just going to do local in southern New England for a while. Fix up my foot here. I don't want to go climbing up any mountains like that.
These will be recovery hikes.
Yeah. And we might do a couple overnighters out. Some easy access on the AT from here. There's a couple spots in Mass and a couple in New Hampshire that are fairly easy to get to.
In Vermont.
In Vermont.
Yeah.
So we'll do that too. Then we'll see what we got for plans. No big plans yet. Working on it. We'll see what we come up with. I'm going to put bookmarks in this, although I probably should say that at the beginning of the video. I'll do a little intro. Put bookmarks in it so that you can just go into different sections, because this turned out to be a long video. There's a lot of gear.
It's amazing it all fits in those packs.
It is amazing, and I had room.
Right?
Well, for now, that's it. And
thank you so much for your support.
yeah, thank you for following. It meant a lot.
It did.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. Hey, Bandit. You still recovering from the thru hike? You just taking a nap. Oh, the dog's life.